Alright y'all, so I am back with another video. I wanted to go over the trade that I took this morning on the Top Step X platform. So let's go ahead and get into it. I will say that if you wanted to see the markup for today, I did mark up the chart last night, and you can find that on the YouTube channel on the live, underneath the live tab. So basically, this is what the markup was looking like from last night. There's a 4-hour order block down here, which you can see represented by this bearish candlestick, this bullish candlestick thereafter, and then this bullish candlestick that pushed on up. So basically that was our 4-hour order block. I did draw out my Fibonacci levels, which are represented with these light purple price levels or whatever. Let's see what they actually call them. Price labels. So that represents the 4-hour Fibonacci levels. I also really originally started on the day chart, and so I also marked up those Fibonacci levels as well. And as you can see, we have the day order block there, and which price had already kind of tapped into that level on August the 7th. So already my bias was that price would continue its bullish momentum. So we can even see the trend line. This is a 4-hour trend line, but you can kind of see the price structure so far. So marked up those Fibonacci levels, so you can see Fibonacci level 1, 2, 3, and 4. We also had a day inefficiency right here, and also had a day inefficiency right here as well, here near the top, at that, what is that 23,674 level. So when we come down here to the 4-hour chart, again, we have a 4-hour order block within this day. I'm gonna go ahead and blow this up. It's a little annoying. So we have this 4-hour order block right here that's inside of this day order block. We also additionally had a 4-hour inefficiency, and that's the day inefficiency from there as well. And then up in here, after this zone that I drew out, which is represented in this green rectangle box, you can kind of see that basically what I'm doing with that zone is basically trying to mark out the support and resistance, zone, if you will. So that's when I kind of just detected, okay, we have, basically this area acted as support or resistance, resistance pushed down, came back up, resistance pushed down. It was able to break up, and then it became support, broke above again, became support, broke above or dipped a little bit down, became support, and pushed on up, was able to break through. So you can kind of get the gist there. So basically I just stretched out this zone on over, and saw that basically we had broken through that zone again, that resistance level, and had pretty much on the 7th, basically we were now using it as support again. So saw this 4-hour order block here, and then from there, essentially what I did is I drew out my Fibonacci levels using this low from this candlestick on August the 7th, drew it up to basically this point right here, which was right before, I guess it was the candlestick before Sunday. Basically this is a candlestick from Friday, and that's what I used to basically be my top. And then you can see that's where I marked out the 4 different Fibonacci levels from there. What I was able to see is that the second Fibonacci level on the 4-hour chart is pretty much in line with this, the first day Fibonacci level. And then the last Fibonacci level on the 4-hour chart is kind of in line with the second Fibonacci level on the day chart. So we have the 4-hour inefficiency here, and then also too, I believe I redrew this 4-hour trend line. And so basically the way I was looking at it is we may potentially have a push all the way down here into this level, but according, which I guess I'll get into, is the fixed volume range profile. Was very, very helpful today, because I was able to see, like, okay, based off of the go back over here to kind of forget the titles of these things. So the New York premium fair value, when marked off from basically using Sunday's 5 p.m. Mark time period, whatever, and drawing that out to basically to 8, and then using a second I always forget these things, the fixed range volume profile, drawing that out from 8 to 8:30. I was able to see that the New York session point of control, which is represented by this yellow trend line, if you will, basically had moved upwards from where we were at from this previous fixed range volume profile, drawn out from 5 p.m. to 8 o'clock. So that basically gave me more confirmation that price would be bullish today, or during this New York session at least. So you can kind of see it a little bit better here. Also too, these light blue price labels, basically these are the Fibonacci, again, the Fibonacci levels for basically the 1 hour chart. So that's just how I'm kind of keeping everything organized as far as like the different Fibonacci levels. For this one, basically, I think I used the low right here and followed it up to this top. Actually, I may have that incorrect. I believe I used this right here. We'll see the low of that, and yep, that looks like that is what I used. So anywho, those were the levels. So basically I used it from this the low of this bullish candlestick here. Let's get out of that. I think I need to reset this trading view because it's like moving so slow. Just so annoying. But anywho, this, so basically was from basically from my I was okay. Price ran through this first Fibonacci one, then it also second Fibonacci as well. At the time it ran through some hour as well, and then I could also see that it basically this day efficiency. So that was another confluence. That's the price bullish today. I had this point of control, as you can see. That's where the point of control was, and you need time frame. You just drew from 8 and then high. So value area high. So after doing that, I was patient enough to wait 30 minutes today. So I drew out in this fixed on profile range from 8 to 8:30, and then basically just selected, my goodness, okay, and then marked or made sure that I checked this extend right there, fixed range volume profile. Kind of annoying. I was having back and forth between forms. Basically, by checking that bar or that box to extend it right, it will basically update this volume profile in real time. So it will follow price. And so that's what I did. And so by doing so, I was able to see that price, or basically this point of control on this 30-minute, was moving upwards. So again, it gave me more confluence that price would be moving, would potentially be bullish today, which is extremely helpful, because I feel like that's where I've kind of been having issues in my trading, is just understanding where volume is, where the point of control is, and just ultimately price direction, in real time, and not getting things confused with the higher time frame, since I am scalping with top step X and not swinging. So again, on this chart, on this 30-minute, you can kind of see a little bit better how price came down into these Fibonacci levels on the 1 hour chart, and how it even tapped the initial, or the first Fibonacci level on that 4 hour chart, represented by this light purple price label here. Okay. So by doing so, it created a London low, and then from there, price was pushing upwards. So we also can see that our RSI on the is a 2-day RSI, was oversold below that 10 level mark, and then price eventually had a close above this 5 SMA, which is represented by this light orange line here. So and so again, that was just a little bit more confirmation, but I marked up the break of structure on the 15-minute chart, as you can see right here. So the 15-minute break of structure right there, and then price, again, closed above that 15-minute structure, and above, well, even right here, it had closed above this 5 SMA. But really what I'm looking for is a break of structure at minimum on the 15-minute chart. Since again, I'm scalping, I just find this to be, more, I guess it holds more weight using the 15-minute chart, comparative to like a 1 minute or 5 minute break of structure. So that's what we had here. Again, everything was still oversold, even on the 15-minute chart. So again, I felt pretty good about it. Looking back over here, and again, that was our point of control. So we had the 15-minute break of structure, also marked up, because once I got in, it was 8:30, and I was sitting on my hands. I was waiting, I was patient, and basically saw that price also had a break of structure right here. So price had pushed up over the London session, upwards this morning at 7, but then began to retrace here. So by the time I got in here, it was 8:30. I could see that price. I was waiting, and then I needed here on this return to the break of structure. Price pushed up. I was able to make pretty much where I was out. One was the 15. It was kind of really quick. Once it hit this level, this London high, price really just crashed on down for the for basically all up until 11, or 10:45, before it reversed and kept pushing. So to me, I was okay with that. I'm really not trying to be in the market that long. But kind of in hindsight, I think as far as management wise, because I did move my stop loss to break even once price hit my first take profit level. I think that's when I moved my stop loss to break even, and then I trailed it basically to that take profit 2 because I only had 3 contracts. So at the first take profit, I took 2 contracts off of the trade, and then moved my stop loss to break even, and then I took profit. I took the last profit, basically trailing it at take profit 2, which kind of fell kind of up in here in this area. So you can even see that this fixed volume profile range is still updating. So you can see that it continues to update to the right by just extending it right. And even in real time, you saw that the point of control just jumped from here to up here. So originally our fair value point of control was right here. And as you can see, basically now the point of control is up here. So this is a good sign that we're going to continue to have bullish momentum. So in hindsight, or I guess maybe even tomorrow, I may opt to go with 4 contracts or 5 contracts just so that I can try to continue to get, I guess, a higher risk to reward, if you will. But it seems like even if I had left, price would have hit my break even. So I may just, I'll just have to kind of figure out how I'm going to do that, because basically this trade, this is the trade that I marked out, and you can kind of see that, if I had not moved the stop loss to break even and then trailed it and then taken profit at that take profit 2, when price began to retrace after hitting this London high, price would have knocked me out of the trade at my break even. So it's just, I have to decide how I truly want to approach that. But for right now, that is my strategy, basically taking partials at a 1-to-1 and then moving price to break even and then trailing from there on the 1 minute or 5 minute chart. So let's see if there's anything else to kind of show. I did mark up this 5 minute trend line, which helped to kind of just, further visualize, kind of what's going on. And again, we had our 15-minute break of structure, point of control. And I will say I'm going to go ahead and hide this just for a second, just so you can see. Make sure that we're still good over here. And so I did mark up this little zone here. This was on the 1 minute, and price did, and this is actually what kept me in the trade for trying to hit that take profit 2 after it had already hit this take profit 1. If you can see on this candlestick here at 909, basically price came back down and hit this kind of zone here. It was kind of serving as a support and resistance zone area, and price basically tapped into that zone and then pushed on up, and then pushed on into our my second take profit level. After again it did, you can kind of see this a little bit more, it's a bit more detailed. That price just all the way down, and basically this is the trend line. So and Cami Capital, I believe is his name. He seems to be somebody that is a successful trader on YouTube and has traded with Top Step and received payouts. So definitely shout out to him, and great high appreciation profile, basically turn so I guess not right here, but just kind of show where the executions were today. So you can see you got in on that. I'm gonna go down so you can see it just a little bit more clearly. And so you can see you got in right there for 3 contracts, and then took 2 right there on this candlestick. Again, it was kind of right here, and then took the last one on that I guess on this candlestick here. So at 9:20. So a very, very quick trade, which is how I like it. I'm not really trying to be in. I'm trying to be in for no longer than an hour. So that was a trade for today, and then I'll just go over the performance stats here real quick. And so now basically the account is at $534.18. The target is $3,000, so that's where we're at. Trade win percentage is at 83%, and that's the average win, average loss. And again, it does this based on like each trade. So if you take partials, it's counting that as individual trades. So this is a little kind of skewed in a little bit. But my profit factor is at 3.1, which is great, considering, you know, this whole entire journey learning how to trade. This is nice to see that my profit factor is actually where it needs to be. Yeah, that's really for them. And my day win percentage is 100%. And I guess that's based off of today and last week. Because I definitely lost one day. So, anywho, but, so maybe last month, or just like, I don't really like how they're doing that. Yeah, it's a little weird. Because I don't really even know. I just maybe go back to today. How about that? Does that, I don't know. Cool, whatever. Most active day is Monday. Most profitable day is still $235. The least profitable day is $119. That was Thursday. That was the day that I lost. So far I've taken 12 trades, I guess. Total number of lots traded, or total number of contracts traded, is 18. Average trade duration is 14 minutes. And the average loss duration is 3 minutes and 17 seconds, which I find to be interesting. So the longer that I'm in a trade, you know, the higher chance that I have of winning that trade. So average win duration is 16 minutes. Average winning trade is $78. And trade direction, the percentage of long trades versus short trades. So yeah, we've been going long because NAS has been quite bullish. And yeah, so my worst trade, $252. Best trade, $167. And again, this is because each trade, even if you partial out, it's not, they count each partial. If you're partialing out, that counts as its own trade. So really, my best trade was $235, in my estimation. But you know, whatever. So yeah, and this is the equity curve so far, and this is the daily. So yeah, that is all, and that's what we're looking like. So last week total was $354.90. And this week, so far, it's $179.28. So, and then these are all of the trades that I've taken in totality, if you are interested in nitpicking that. So, yeah, this was it. I'm very, very impressed with the Top Step X platform. Yeah, like I really like it. I think it's very conducive for scalpers, maybe intraday traders. But I definitely like scalping on this. So, and basically my plan is to scalp with Top Step X and to swing trade, swing trade on my own personal account, so that we can get the bills paid. Yeah, so hopefully this video was helpful to you guys, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.